Hi, welcome for joining me when you're anything just be.me. In this video, I've been called to talk about supporting hybrid children. So we have this disclosure day of expectations of kind of like uh, beings kind of like coming from ships that are going to land with extending a three-fingered handshake and multiple organs and appendages. um, I think expectations are going to be sorry, a fly. Expectations, potentially may be disappointed, may not be. Who knows? We are multidimensional beings, and all potentials and possibilities are endless. However, the information that I have been given about alien DNA that is already here, so galactic DNA that's already here. So we've been going through an expansion. So this was happening around 2020, I noticed. So tested, when I asked with kinesiology about the strands of DNA that human beings had, it was always two. And we used to do the work on the masculine and feminine ancestral lines and things like that. Now, when you ask, it is it's multidimensional DNA strands, so 1,144 strands of DNA. I wasn't quite sure what this meant at first, but as time is going on, I'm realizing that it's galactic DNA that is actually waking up, coming online. As we release old programs and paradigms and polish the crud that we still appreciate because it was still a valuable experience, as all experiences are valid, and to appreciate them for they are what they are. However, we are entering back into new ways of being to our multidimensionality with an I in this paradigm and an I in multi paradigms. So hybrid humans, I don't even want to call them that. Hybrids. Let's just call hybrid beings. So you may be a hybrid adult and you may have hybrid children. Some of you will know this information, some of you won't. So, hybrid children will be deemed as oversensitive. They may have food sensitivities, chemical sensitivities. They may have emotional states of being that may be a little bit different to generations past. So they will deal with emotions a little bit differently. How can we support our hybrid children if we have hybrid children? So, the younger ones are easier than the teenagers, I have to say. So if you have a teenager and they hate you at the moment and that's normal, they will go through that phase. How can we support them through that phase? Date them. Date them off the phone, have digital detoxes, but in a fun way, not in a I'm taking your phone off you because you've been bad or because what will happen is they are supposed to remain in their worth, these children, and to actually be recognised for the unique skills, gifts and talents. So they literally are requiring to be seen and heard, not like our generation. And being on digital is distraction for them away from their creation. But if we say, oh, you're not having this because you're bad, you're eroding your worth. So it's like, right, I recognise your worth, I value you, I love you. Let's have a digital detox day. Yes, they'll kind of like complain and moan and bitch a little and yeah. You're a grown up, you've got this, you love yourself enough to take that. It can't erode your value. So you remaining in your value and being disciplined in your own self love, not disciplined in the domineering kind of way. You know what I'm saying? In the old paradigm of 3D, that's how things are done. And maybe there is a little call for that a little bit, like if your child is getting a little bit spoiled and privileged, and sometimes a little bit of a that's not going with our family values. We can't tolerate that. That's not right. There does have to be a little bit of that. And it's, I love you, but we cannot tolerate that behaviour. So again, this is keeping the children in their worth, their values. I still love you, but do you know what? I'm not loving that behaviour right now. So do you know what? I can't tolerate it. And consequences have have repercussions. So it's always, and you have to get creative in this. You know your child, so you know where they will listen to you, and it's I love you, but those family values that you've gone outside the boundary, this is the boundary of the family values, and the family values could be to respect one another. Uh, and it could just be as simple as that. You get creative, you're the parents here. You know your family, you know your children. I'm not going to tell you that there's not a prescription here. This is not what I'm giving you. I am only being the shining light for you to be the creative parent that you are here designed to be, multidimensionally with your multidimensional children. Also, you may have children that will literally know the answer. So they have access to universal knowledge at will, and they will need, obviously, just that time to breathe, daydream, and they will pluck that answer right out of the universe, which goes against the grain with the current education system because they require the children to work it out, and they want the children to repeat it until they know they're working out. They don't need that prescription. It will just frustrate the heck out of them. They will push back and they will challenge the teacher. Um, there's also humiliation, trauma that may occur as well. So if the teacher is not getting it done their way, they may try to humiliate the child. And the child potentially will just throw it back to them and they will be humiliated right back with the child's intelligence that they are plucking out of the universe. However, teacher, you also have that capacity to do the same, learn from your children. They will teach you, and you will teach them. So, again, it has to be a two-way endeavour. Giving and receiving is their energy. So, the new energy of less jobs, um, an old energy of working for employers who don't value the children. So there is a big gas company at the moment employing a company to literally pay less than minimum wage in the UK, to a certain company that is employing young adults that don't know employment law and have not really had other forms of employment, so they don't know any better. They are literally taking advantage um, of their power and manipulating these young people into slave labour, door to door canvassing for this big gas company. So if you get a door to door canvasser from a big gas company, know that they are paying these children, they are actually telling them that they're self employed, pay, to pay them under the minimum wage. They're not getting holiday pay, they're not getting anything, but they're actually employed in their contract. So they are deceiving them. So shame on you, big gas company, you know who you are. But having said that, it is a learning curve for these new children to be in employment where they are literally not valued. So jobs are going to get less and less as well, potentially with AI coming in. So it's to allow our children to tap into their uniqueness. What is unique about them? What is their unique skill, gift, and attribute? And they will have one or several. Allow them to express it. If they are struggling to express, which means that they may have tonsillitis regularly, they may have urinary infections, something will come up in the body where jaw problems, they may have pain in the bottom of the neck and spine. They, if they do have the pain kind of like around that trapezium, kind of just behind the shoulder blade, get them to be active a little bit more. You know, they're on shall we say, digital devices a little bit too much and they are not allowing to release stuck energy from the body, get them off the device. Have digital detox, make it fun, date them, take them out in nature. Yeah, they might kind of like cough a little bit. Remember taking my daughter out and she bought brand new white trainers and here we are in nature in the mud. Absolutely giving me shit. But you know what? She got over it. Now she'll actually go out and go out in nature and not in a new trainers, but they get over it. They might have a tantrum, they'll get over it. So it's helping them to integrate. Some of them are really struggling. I've tested some with kinesiology and some with my Rain-X. Their mitochondria, which is the cell, the battery cell in the cell, which literally feeds energy to all organs, glands, cells, tissues, and actually assists the body to run. It needs energy to be active, to do its function. Their mitochondria are disrupted, so they're coming out of their worth and their value. They'll have no energy or motivation to do absolutely anything, and that's because they're out of their worth. They can't manifest shit. So when they're out of the worth, there is no synchronicity. When there's no synchronicity, they can't manifest. When they can't manifest, they're struggling wading through the old dimensional funk. So it's how can you place your child back into a value, which it could be, right, go get a haircut, go get a teeth polish, go get some new clothes, go do something fun, go do something that's joyful. Then this places them back into their worth, back into manifestation, back into synchronicity, and they will be synchronistically drawn to people who see them, hear them, value them, and they will be able to do projects together, they will work together. Money's going to go out of the equation anyway, so service transactions potentially could come into play. But we need a synchronicity to actually meet the people to have the service transaction. So get them out and about, get them off the device, get them creative, allow them to get bored. If you've got the resources to allow them to get bored and get them off the device for a little while, that could be a really good way of helping the manifestation and getting them back into their work. We are here to support these hybrid children. You've got your rainbows as well that may go a little bit dark and taste the dark side for a while. This is their first life on this planet. Can you allow them the tools to recalibrate? If they know how to detox and recalibrate quickly as they can, and each time they recalibrate, they will do it quicker and quicker. Allow them to feel what it's like to not manifest, to be out of their worth, to feel a bit like dog shit, out of their alignment. And then show them the tools, not by domineering, not by you need to be doing this, you needed to be doing that. You do it. You do it yourself and be the lamplight, be the leader. And that's the way we come out of inner corruption and out back into our innocence, into our authentic way of being, which is supposed to be joyous, supposed to be fun, supposed to be playful, supposed to be childlike. And if we can be a little bit like that, then can we allow our children to also be like that? There is an energy of seeing the hustle at the moment. You can really see it. Even for those parents that know their authenticity, there's something about seeing the hustle. If you are feeling yourself that you are overwhelmed with the hustle, take a break. What's the worst that can happen? If you've got a business that purely relies on you doing everything, not really a business, is it? How can you be valued for you? So how can you automate it? Perhaps a little bit. Perhaps use AI so you can get back into your joy, so you can get back into synchronicity, so you can get back into manifesting things that come in for you. Perhaps use AI. Perhaps it's not all bad. It's discernment. Using it in a balanced way that helps you and allows you to get back into synchronicity rather than allowing it to completely take over and completely it's the one creating and you're not. It's discernment about these new energies. The next 10 years are gonna be interesting. But my path at the moment is assisting integration of hybrid beings, grown up and particularly children. So I this will be a running theme I feel for a little while. So I will be doing more videos on it. I'm not giving you a prescription. I'm not telling you what to do. I am just literally being a lamplight. Take what you want, leave what you want. But if you do have hybrid children, you know you've got hybrid children, or you suspect you have hybrid children, please leave a comment in the feed. Let's talk about this. Because if we can build a community that can support each other and these children, then that will fill my heart full of joy. So to see the light go back on in a person, to see how amazing they are, to take a magic cloth and polish off all the crud, all the rust and the dirt, so they see how amazing they actually are. That's my thing. I love seeing the light switch go back on. So if I can help as many people switch on that love light in themselves and their children, then that's just fun. That's just fun. So I will leave this information with you. There will be more information about hybrid children, hybrid adults. Uh, Disclosure Day is here. It has been here for a few years, um, quite a number of years, definitely in the last 50. So we don't, the ships are Merkabahs, they're light ships. We already have them, we already can access them, we can already bilocate, we can use these vessels for all kinds of things, interesting things, and we'll be using them more. Portal creation, for cosmic traveling, for healing. Um, these Merkabahs can be any size, and well, they are one shape. They can't be any shape. You know, they are a inverted pyramid and the opposite of that. So an upward pointing pyramid and a downward pointed pyramid, squeeze together and then spin it, and it will create energy. And the more people that do this, the more energetic they are going to be. And the more we are going to use them. So this is activating the light body, activating the Kundalini. And again, Kundalini, people go, oh, I want to activate it. Be careful what you wish for. But again, you know, kind of like put it in the comments, anyone that needs support in any of these things that I am talking about, guidance, you know, we can support one another here. Um, you don't have to do this alone, is what I'm saying. We felt like we've been alone in this, but we're not. We've got each other. So onwards and upwards, and I'm here for you. We are here for one another, um, giving and receiving in grace, and I am going to leave my love with you. Thank you so much for being with me and listening. It would be amazing to see people in person one day, and I'm sure that's coming. Lots of love. Express yourself only. I know that you already have discernment about how your expression potentially will be received. Some of you may be feeling angry, the fire, and I think this is why I've refrained from doing videos for a little while, because I have felt the fire, the anger. And perhaps it is required right now because anger is a beautiful emotion that actually brings in change. Anger is a beautiful emotion when we feel like our boundaries are being disrespected. We can express and clearly vocalize our boundaries in a calm, collected manner. When we burst it out, it means that we've waited too long to express ourselves. So maybe there've been many people that may be feeling explosive in their fire right now, their fire breath. So perhaps the fire breath could be a technique that I could teach in another video as well. So this can help um, bring an inner calm back to oneself if you do have any fire in the body. But it's fire in the body because it's not being expressed. So the fire breath can help express it. But potentially don't feel guilty if you have expressed your fire and somebody has made it wrong. Uh, it's not wrong. Somebody has disrespected your boundary and you feel it somewhere to the core of your being. Don't make it wrong. If your children potentially are expressing the fire right now, can we guide them? Oh, I have a feather. The tiny, tiny little feather. As you can see. There we go. Can we help them express it in a constructive manner rather than a destructive manner? That it's okay for them to be angry. It's not bad, doesn't make them bad people. But tell me how you feel in a calm, collected way. Don't shout at me because that's disrespectful too. Just talk to me. Tell me about it. Um, because we've got all paradigms to shift as well as parents. We've got all ways of being that potentially we've carried from our parents in the old paradigms. Um, so, we're here to make things new. We're here to break the chain. This is a whole new world, a whole new age. This is the shift. Welcome. Um, and just because it's different doesn't mean it's better or worse than. It's just different. So, right now, I think you've listened to me enough. And my bum is getting numb that I'm sitting on this rock, so I need to move the body and carry on my walk. And I just want to let you know that you are supported. You're not here alone. Uh, I love you so much. Please talk about any of these topics in comments. And there's going to be more information coming through without a doubt. Love you so much. Take care and speak soon. Bye.